This isn't happening. Or is it? The cat felt real. Vez cautiously bent down and put his hands around the light metallic shell of the cat and lifted it in front of his face. The cat hissed as it gazed at its new owner. Nice. It hisses, it doesn't purr. There was no way that his basic model communicator, or any other for that matter, could produce a real live cat. Even the comms with the fancy microfabrication options could produce only something the size of a mosquito. So how the heck did this cat come into being? Am I hallucinating?
Do not be surprised, user. As the ultimate design tool for mechs, the Mech Designer System is able to utilize, redacted, to instantly fabricate any design or item you have exchanged at the shop at the cost of design points.
What the heck is redacted?
User, I am unable to answer that question because the information is, in fact, redacted.
I know that, but why?
Because the information is redacted, user.
Oh my god. Maybe my father was onto something after all. Vez had barely scratched the surface with this new software, but he was certain its creators were light years ahead of even the most advanced human scientists. Is this alien tech? Are there more secrets to be found? These thoughts were so mind-boggling that Vez set them aside for the moment. He had more immediate concerns, such as his new pet, which, as it turned out, actually needed attention in real life, as opposed to those virtual ones. You're kind of cute. The cat hissed again. Vez then scratched the mechanical creature's head, and it let out a happy purr. Do you actually do anything other than hiss and purr?
User, concentrate on the gem cat in order to call up its status.
Vez closes his eyes and concentrates on his new pet.
Pet status. Name, none. Owner, Vez Larkinson. Rank, gold, exclusive. Level, 1. Skills, gem excretion, 1.
What the hell is gem excretion?
Gem excretion, the ability to convert low-value materials into rare gemstones of a higher value through manual absorption, digestion, and excretion.
Wait, are you telling me that this cat poops out gems?
The cat excretes gemstones. These gemstones provide random, helpful benefits when incorporated into a mech design. Certain raw materials fed to the cat result in more powerful excreting gems.
What are these? Power turds?
User, the gems vary in rarity and ability. When merged with a mech, the gems could have massive effect.
So, I put the poop gems into the mechs? Maybe I can sell these poop gems for some extra credits and stave off the debt collectors.
Do not overestimate the gem cat. At level 1, the pet can only excrete 1 gem per week.
Vez sighed. I knew it was too good to be true. The cat booped its nose with its soft paw. If you think this cat is gonna keep me from complaining about my lot in life, well, you've got another thing coming. Unless this kitty turns into a pooping machine. These green turds aren't gonna cut it. Vez picked up the cat. I'm calling you Lucky. I have had absolutely no luck recently, but I'm hoping you'll live up to your name and bring me luck. Or at least a gold poop brick or two. The mech cat meowed in response, indicating that its artificial intelligence possessed at least some form of low sentience. Vez wanted to see how this kitty cat did business. He searched the cabinets of the workshop, finally scrounging up a pile of loose ore that was probably left by the previous owner. Right behind the old 3D printer, he found a big chunk of ore. Here, kitty kitty. Vez dangled the ore low to the ground. Lucky patted over and snatched the coveted meal right out of Vez's hands. Oh my, kitty, what a big mouth you have. Somehow the small cat had managed to gobble up the big hunk of ore in only one bite. To Vez, this felt like a clear violation of the laws of physics. There was no way that a normal mechanical pet could fit such a big hunk of kitty chow in its little belly, much less in its mouth. Okay, this is clearly another freaky thing in a long list of impossibilities. I'm just gonna go with it. Mechanical Miracle Cat is low on my priorities of things to ponder. I've to take care of my money problems before playing physics detective. Vez dropped the cat, leaving it to explore the workshop. At his desk, Vez turned on the computer terminal so that he could do some research. Vez grabbed the manuals for the machines in his workshop and pored over them. They were basic, but reliable models that weren't all that different from what he used in college. Hey, between my workshop, the machines, and the designer software, maybe I can make a mech and sell it for loads of credits. Of course, I'll need the raw materials. On the net, he searched the prices of mechs, parts, and raw materials at the public markets. The market here on the planet Cloudy Curtain was anemic. This place was like a giant suburb, mostly a residential bedroom community, known for its colorful clouds and great schools. This is the place to be to raise a child, not build a mech. If Vez had any hope of getting the raw materials and later selling his mechs, he needed to access the big trading nodes nestled in the heart of the Bright Republic. Of course, not everyone was qualified to access those trading nodes, though if his father were here, maybe he would have an in. But without any contacts, and no sales and not even a record of employment in the mech industry, Vez was locked out. His father's age-old adage rang in his head. It takes money to make money. That lesson was underscored in college, where, to his surprise, he excelled in business classes, even if the system's skills assessment apparently didn't think he had all that much business acumen. Vez credited his ambition, but it also helped that the classes involved only simple math. After spending half a day doing research, Vez gained a clearer picture of the mech industry and market, and he had better insight into the viability of his new enterprise. Unfortunately, it wasn't viable. At least, not yet. There was just no way that Vez could build a mech, not in the financial state he was in. Frankly, it took a lot of money to fund mech design, mech customization, and mech fabrication. From what he could tell, even though he had the workshop and equipment, he'd need several million bright credits to get up and running. God, I'm gonna have to go in the repair and maintenance business. Bottom of the barrel. But Vez concluded he didn't have enough space in his workshop to do even that. This is just getting worse and worse. I'm in debt up to my eyeballs. I have no help except for a gem-producing mechanical cat. And I can't even climb up to the lowest rung of the mech industry. Vez knew he had to find a market with a low barrier of entry. One that didn't need a big investment of money or a big workshop. He opened a desk drawer and spotted his well-worn Mech Core recruiting pamphlet. His father must have left it there for him. On the back of it, in bright, eye-catching colors, was an ad for an online game. Iron Spirit, the most realistic galactic mech simulator in the galaxy. No, I am not... Vez cut himself off. He didn't want to stoop down to the level of someone who made virtual mechs. That was lower than low. But then how much of a choice do I have, really? Beggars can't be choosers. He reminded himself that a lot of mech designers got their start designing the machines for online games. Of course, it was a cutthroat business, and he wasn't really sure how many credits he could earn doing it. Maybe the system software will give me an edge. Vez called up Iron Spirit on the net. It doesn't hurt to have a look around. I'm not committing to anything, I'm just browsing. Vez had heard of the game before, of course. Iron Spirit wasn't necessarily the most popular online mech game, but its esports broadcast drew wide audiences, and that fostered a large and diverse creators market. One of the reasons the game was successful was because the gameplay was ultra-realistic. This wasn't a game that could be played at a desk with a wrist comm. To play Iron Spirit, gamers had to buy or rent expensive simulation pods that emulated reality so well that some players actually got motion sickness. It was like a racing simulator on steroids, and those who piloted the virtual mechs on Iron Spirit counted themselves as the elite of the elite online players. It was like an exclusive club. The BSBH Corporation, Iron Spirit's parent company, stuck to the creed of realism so much that its virtual mechs had to be fabricated within its simulated ecosystem. The high-performing mechs in the game were either customized or original designs. They could be sold for gold, virtual currency, or with real credits in the in-game marketplace. Vez was underwhelmed. This is not where I want to be in my life at this time. Nevertheless, he set up an account as a mech designer. Naturally, Iron Spirit required him to pony up a registration fee of 800 bright credits. Well, there goes half my credits. So I guess I'm doing this now. After Vez's account was approved, Iron Spirit hit him up for more credits. In order to customize an existing design in the game, he had to purchase a so-called virtual license, and it wasn't cheap. Licenses started at 10,000 credits, going all the way to 100,000 credits. They're gonna bleed me dry. BSBH charged the fees to keep the quality up, and the amateur designs out. No amateur was going to pony up those kind of credits just to play Mech Designer. Iron Spirit was only for the professionals, not the wannabes. I can't afford this. Who am I kidding? I've got a 5 million credit payment coming down the pike, and here I am spending money I don't have. Vez pondered his expenditure of the 800 credits and wondered if he had just wasted them. His wrist communicator vibrated. Oh, the Mech Designer System wants my attention.
Downloading terminal data. Assimilating Iron Spirit.
So you just happen to know that I created an account at Iron Spirit?
Tutorial mission received. Please enter the missions page to browse the details.
Vez did as he was told. Who am I to argue with the Mech Designer System?
Mission tutorial, part 1. Your first design. Difficulty, F rank. Prerequisites, be an idiot who can't solve his own problems. Description, as a mech designer, it is shameful that you have not completed a single design that is ready for sale. Use the Mech Designer System and the provided mech model to design a customized mech that has a minimum deviance of 10% and a performance improvement of 2% of its base model. Reward, a random 1-star virtual mech license. A random 1-star virtual component license.
This sounds doable, but I can't afford the virtual licenses that are required to complete my first design. So, what do you have to say about that?
Nothing is impossible for the Mech Designer System. With enough design points, the user may even be able to achieve immortality. Please increase your Mech Designer rank for a more detailed answer.
Yeah, right. Immortality. Vez chuckled to himself and set aside the thought of living forever to ponder later. As for the licenses, he guessed the system could hack into Iron Spirit's servers. It was all too much for Vez. He let the system figure out the logistics of the license. Instead, he turned his attention to the designer mode. It was a message from Iron Spirit. His licenses were attached. The system comes through again. Another impossible feat. Maybe I should just ask for the 300 million credits to repay the bank and skip all this work in between.